Because the way that the lazy girls came in and tried to rebrand being lazy to soft girl life, what is wrong with y'all?
Look, okay, hold up. We coming in strong. It says here, doing hard things for the soft life. Ain't the point to not be doing much? Anyway, now the bottom says, beware of lazy women. They like to hide behind soft girl, don't settle, because they have no real desire to improve their life or situation. The women who really live a soft life are 100% capable adult women who can take care of themselves, fully embodied. They are smart and they are hardworking. It's an insult to them to even play like that. All right, let me see what she's talking about.
What is actually wrong with y'all? Is soft life really a thing? 100%. But this is why we really do got to get back to gatekeeping, because lazy women done entered the chat. Lazy women have entered the chat and they're trying to blend it with soft girl. No, you don't want to have to do what it takes. You don't want to do the hard thing for the soft life. You don't want to do that part. And then y'all get online acting like y'all just so fascinated with Beyonce, so fascinated with Jackie Aina. Y'all act like all these beautiful women that's showing up online, that's showing up in these spaces. Y'all try to act like y'all just so inspired by them. But if they really sat down across from you and held your hand and really told you all that it took, you wouldn't do nothing on the list because you are lazy. We don't talk about it enough. I'm so tired of lazy women infiltrating the space, trying to use the language of women that are out here actually trying to make something happen and make something shake. We are not the same. Y'all stop coming into the dancery. We not the same.
And I know y'all probably gonna eat me up in the comments, but I'm ready. So I was thinking, do y'all remember everybody wanting to be a trad wife? And I have nothing against the people that want to be trad wives, by the way. Do what you want to do. But I remember there was this large push of people just, I want to be a trad wife. I want to live like I was in the 1950s. I want to bake cookies with the apron and all that. Like, cool, do your thing, right? And they get on there and they say they're making their stuff from scratch, in which I appreciate a nice meal from scratch. Don't get me wrong. I like to cook meals from scratch too. And ain't nothing wrong with getting in the kitchen. But they were selling this idea of being a trad wife online. A lot of influencers or content creators, especially on TikTok, it was really big, right? Probably still is. Everybody kept calling them trad wives, but I see them as what they are. They're business women. Things even got so crazy, the news started reporting about how the trad wife and soft life was a big deal. The title of this CNBC article reads, The Rise of the Trad Wife, Why Some Women Say They Are Opting Out of Work. If TikTok is any guide, more women are taking a traditional approach to romantic partnerships. Some even say they are opting out of the workforce entirely in favor of the so-called soft life, centered around their home, their family, and their own well-being. Re-enter the trad wife, one of social media's growing trends. And it goes on to say, the thing about trad wives is it feels very different. It is an escape from a lot of people's reality. Experts say it's a facade. Evidence shows that this is something few women are actually doing. And a member of CNBC's Financial Advisor Council advises her female clients to consider that they, at some point in their life, are going to be solely responsible for making financial decisions. And you know I love some stats. So it says staying at home also necessitates a degree of privilege that few very young adults have these days. In reality, most people are living paycheck to paycheck, which we already know because most people don't even have $1,000 for an emergency. But I digress. More than 3/4, or 78% of millennials in the U.S. are in a dual career couple compared with baby boomers at 47%, according to Berkeley Haas Center for Equality, Gender, and Leadership. Two partners working full-time is increasingly necessary to achieve the American dream. The culture around the time that a lot of people aspire to go back to, around the 1950s, for example, I think needs to be discussed, because I think a lot of people think, oh, everything was just rainbows and butterflies back then for those women. Well, it was more culturally accepted that women would be in the homes and not pursue careers outside of the home. And one of the big factors that I think is not talked about is the fact that during that time, there was, as you can see highlighted on the screen, that the husbands were in, and around that time, it was expected that the husbands would be providing for their wives because they were making a sufficient amount of money. Because when they were away fighting the good fight, their wives were back at home, and a lot of them ended up going into the workforce because some things happened to the men over there that affected the household. So people still needed to be able to support their families. A lot of these women had children. So what happened? Now, one thing I think the people who are aspiring to be trad wives forget is the fact that back then, a trad wife likely wasn't even somebody that had access to resources and money. We also have to remember at some point, it wasn't even legal for women to vote. So now we have remixed this into a thing where we say, hey, we want to be trad wives and bake cookies, put on an apron, set up the camera, make money from doing all of that. And really what we're saying is that we want to cosplay and make money from the illusion of what that represented. But you're business women. It's giving you's a hustler. I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know it ain't where I've been, but where I'm about to go. Cause I just want to love you. I don't want no problems with nobody. Now, I'm not saying you can't live a traditional life, quote unquote. But the life that a lot of the people in the comments think that these women were living, it ain't that. I don't care how you try to dress up in an apron and put on a dress and do the old 50s hairstyle or the updo or the pin curls. Don't care about none of that. I said these women ain't no different than the rest of everybody else. They're working women. These are business women, which I love a good businesswoman, don't get me wrong. But when these women were running ads and getting sponsors and all these different things and getting monetized and getting income because they were getting millions of views on their videos, and all the young women that seen it said, I want to aspire to be like that when I grow up, not understanding that this is a woman at work. I felt like at the time I was the only one that saw it like that. And then we had the people that were like, I want to live a soft life. And the soft life era and the trad wife era kind of go hand in hand, right? Now, what ended up happening with the soft life stuff is most people just were looking for somebody to pay their bills because they didn't want to work. They didn't want to figure out how they were going to work. They didn't want to think about it. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with if you're with a man that is your husband, him paying your bills. If that's what y'all agreed upon, that's what you agreed upon. But in that, there is some truth. There were some people who just did not want to work. And a lot of those people said they wanted to live a soft life while somebody else provided that life for them. And I can see why some people may see that as lazy. And unfortunately, around the same time that a lot of people are like, I want to live the soft life, a lot of people were looking for daddies of sugar, if you understand what I mean. Sleeping in all day, going to Starbucks, going to Pilates. You know, they have this idea of what that looks like in their head, this really relaxed life where somebody is pampering and catering to them all the time, all day, every day. And then you have to ask, who is able to live these sort of lifestyles? And see, that's the part where a lot of people don't think. They're just like, I want to live that life. Who is able to live a life like that? And yes, there are women that live that life. But the question still remains, if you want to live that sort of life, how are you going to live that sort of life? And the women that do live that sort of life, are they married women? Are they business women? Because that is still a possibility too. Like you can live this pampered princess life on your own with your own income. Is your boyfriend providing this life for you? Are your parents providing the life for you? Are you a trust fund baby? Like you have to ask the real question because this is the real world. And a lot of people aren't taking it that deep. But the truth is the lifestyle has to be provided by somebody. So who is it?
Y'all are different and y'all keep trying to live through these women that's actually out here trying to do something. Y'all not trying to do nothing. You are an internet panhandler.
An internet panhandler. Man, I really feel bad that I can think about that and I can visualize what she meant. I instantly got what she meant. And I just thought about, I see pretty girls online all the time and they be like on there just begging for a cash app. Just begging. Surely those aren't the people she's talking about are trying to live a soft life. They have to be other type of people because we know that the TikTok begging is out of control. It was out of control in 2024 and it's still out of control. But an internet panhandler is crazy work.
Y'all are weakening the systems. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It needed to be said. It needed to be said. You ain't did nothing all year to try to get close to your goals and dreams.
Not all year. What you been doing?
Your biggest aspiration is hoping that you land a man that can do it for you.
Okay, even though the shade, I just asked y'all, who is going to provide it? Because that is a critical piece of information that gets left out of this conversation. And she is saying a lot of people are hoping a man is going to do it for them. And I don't think she's wrong. I really don't think she's wrong. And that's just based off of what I hear other women say. Some of them be online actually looking for daddies of sugar. And I don't condone it because I just personally don't agree with it, but that's what the girls be doing. Like, I knew an 18-year-old who had a daddy of sugar, and I was shocked because I never thought she would have one. She was kind of like a young Miley Cyrus, and the reason I'm saying that is because I used to think she was just so innocent. And I asked her, girl, how you able to afford all these crab boils? Like, this girl was asking me to come to a crab boil like 3 times out the week. And I'm like, girl, I can't be going to all these crab boils. Like, why you keep trying to blow all your money on crab boils? And that's when I found out that she had a daddy of sugar. And then I had to talk with her like she shouldn't do it. And you think they listen to us? She was trying to run up a bag and crack crabs. Wasn't much I could say to her, but I tried.
That is your biggest goal, is hoping that you land a man that just do it for you. So then you don't have to take care of yourself like the adult that you are. I'm so tired of playing with y'all because I needed to get that off my chest.
This soft life, yeah, that they're portraying to you on social media is a scam.
First off, I don't know if she's from Britain, London, or whatever, but am I the only one that's just fascinated with these sort of accents? This soft life era, y'all. I can't even do it.
It's a scam. And when I realized it, that's when I got myself to work. It's a scam. Let me tell you something. First of all, right, if you're wishing for soft life, yeah, and you're doing it in the way that a lot of these people are trying to tell you to do it, like date up, date somebody more successful than you, that means that you are basing the fact that your whole life is going to be in the hands of a man. Men that can wake up today after 36 years of marriage and say that I don't feel like being with you anymore. And you can ask them where, and they say, no, I just don't feel like it.
And you know, this is why no matter what I hear men say online about certain topics, I don't care. I have enough personal experience and enough real life lessons and enough eyes to have seen this happen to people I knew in real life before I even could understand what was going on. So I would never let a man or a woman gaslight me into thinking that don't happen to people when I know it happens to people. I've seen women left high and dry with nothing, ending up in a shelter, ending up in their car. They went from a nice house to a mobile home, and I'm not saying nothing's wrong with the mobile home, but that's all they could get. And they barely could get that. Or back to your mom's house. How many times do we have to see it from people we know or people that are in our family? And I'm not saying that I don't want happiness for everybody. Like, I'm a married woman. However, I'm just realistic. What she's saying is true. So I'd rather know I'm okay if a man is in my life or not. That don't mean I hate men. I love men. I really do. So if y'all think I'm gonna join the she-woman man-hater club, I ain't going. But I also think we gotta be rational and realistic, right? People can change. Things do change over time. I think a lot of people just want to know they're not going to be in a cardboard box on the side of the road and nobody's going to care. That's all. And to be honest, I don't even see nothing wrong with the people who don't see it that way. We're all allowed to have different perspectives, and our life experiences are why we end up being how we are. And that's perfectly fine. But for me, I done seen enough. Actually, if you have to, put the words enough in the comment section.
That's the person you're basing your future on. Excuse me, my friend, if you don't get up and get yourself a job, listen, soft life is it's amazing. I'm all for it, right? But a lot of the time you need to create a soft life for yourself. It's amazing if on the way you meet a man that can take that burden off of you and do it for you. I would love to meet a man like that. I would plan to meet a man like that. But in my plan, I will make sure that I work hard enough that if that should never happen, I am set. Soft life is a scam. It's a scam. Don't look at a lot of these guys that you're watching, yeah? They're working hard, you know?
That's what I was saying. These are hardworking women. They're recording their lives and saying, I'm an influencer, I'm getting residuals, I'm doing all this and that, right? That's a job. And I'm not saying that means you don't have a nice life or you don't have aspects of your life that are quote unquote soft life. But a lot of people are aspiring to be an influencer. That's what you're seeing, is somebody influence you into a certain lifestyle. And they're putting time into it. They're waking up and doing them 3 videos a day on TikTok. They're getting on YouTube and they're making the content and they're getting paid. They're putting the affiliate links in the comment section so you can go ahead and click it to make them money. That is a job. Heck, even me on this camera right now, if you don't think this is a job, it don't matter because it makes real money. Do you see what I'm saying? So same thing for them. It makes them money. When they do that action, it gives them residual effects, which is monetary gain. So I don't care how they try to dress it up and be like, oh no, I'm just posting. No, your posting is getting you money. So you're not just high and dry if a man is not there. Like, you're able to do something because now you have influence. But for the viewers on the outside looking in, they can't see that. They just are like, oh, you live this nice life and you're on vacation. Do y'all know that a lot of them get to go to these places for free? They just want them to leave a quick little review. That's work. And I'm not saying you can't have fun and work as an influencer, but it is work. And some viewers can't tell the difference, but I can. I'm like, this is a businesswoman. This is somebody with a strategy. It's really, in my opinion, not too far from like the Kardashians and how they became famous. A lot of people used to say stuff like, what are they famous for? they're not doing anything. And it's like, you don't think they're doing anything. They're influencing people to buy products, to watch them, which is no different than most influencers, and to keep them watching because that is how they're going to be able to make more money and get more sponsors and get more ads and stuff like that. It's a business. And it's honestly like people see what they want to see. I see business women.
But they're not showing you how early they get up. They're not showing you what they have to do to get their money. They're not showing you that. All they're showing you is the apartment, the car, and the house. You know that house is paid with money, right? Yes. Okay, so where do people get their money? Because yes, a lot of people are getting their money in ways that aren't ethically right for you.
Yeah, and she has a point there. I don't recommend anybody do that. That's dangerous. I just feel like there's another way. But she's absolutely right. That's exactly what I was saying. All of this stuff is monetary. Whether you think so or not, whether you think it's a dumb job or not, it is what it is.
Right? So you wouldn't do that. But if they're not getting their money from pimping themselves up, they're working. So as much as this soft life thing is being promoted, I also need people to start telling people how hard they're working. Because you might be looking at Jada Waer, yes, but Jada Waer gets up early. Jada Waer is at the meeting on time. I have Jada Waer on Snap. Jada Waer don't sit still. So as much as it's soft life because she's finally reaping what she sowed, she had to work hard to get there.
Yeah. I mean, I actually felt her on that. I had so many people ask me when I came back from Thailand, like, how were you able to go to Thailand? In my head, I'm like, I worked hard and I saved. And people wanted a whole blueprint. And I was like, it was literally that. I worked hard. I saved money. I went and did what I wanted to do because when you work at a certain point, you're working for something. So if your thing is buying cars, you might buy a car. If your thing is going on a trip, you're going to go on a trip. If your thing is eating food, you're going to eat some food. We all got different things. And by no means am I saying do all this stuff and forget about real life responsibilities. I personally feel like if you got a fully funded emergency fund, you've been contributing to your 401k, you have savings, your bills are paid, you're not swimming in debt. That is when I feel like it's a good time to treat yourself. You have delayed gratification, went without doing the things you really wanted to do to be able to actually afford to do the things you want to do. So if you are saying at this point, I deserve it, I agree. But if all you see is, oh, they're able to do this, and you don't in your head think how, that is a problem because I think a lot of people don't think about the how. I'm not saying people need to be counting my pockets to know how I did it. I'm just saying how it really works is when you work hard, sometimes you reap the benefits of your hard work. It's that simple. You don't really need much of a blueprint to that. But people think there's some sort of insider secret.
So this whole soft life thing, like you're not going to get a good life by just hoping that you date the right man. Of course, that could happen. But what are the chances? Are you really going to base your life on that?
No.
Nah, sorry. Me, I'm working, boy. If you see these dark bags, I'm working. Why? Because I want to be able to, soft life when I'm older. I would love to say that my husband did it for me, fantastic. But I'm not basing my entire life on my husband doing good things and working well. Because if he decides he doesn't want to be with me, I'm done.
I mean, she put it best at the end. I don't see nothing wrong with it. If someone wants to do that for you, cool. That's y'all's life. But additionally, there is nothing wrong with working hard. And I know a lot of women will be like, see, I don't want to work hard. And that's fine. You get what you get. And I wish you the best. May the odds ever be in your favor. But the truth is, life isn't fair. Some people are not going to have to work hard. And some people are going to have to work hard. And some people don't have to work hard. And they're going to work hard anyway because they just want to work hard. Do you get what I'm saying? But I would say if your life ain't looking the way you want it to go and you just sitting around waiting on a man to like, hey, I hope he come save me. It may or may not work for you. And that is okay. And it's okay if you need to go to work and if you need to just get out of the rut you're in, if it's all right. Because a lot of us are just normal people. And I think social media has everybody thinking that they need to live a certain life that they see online. It is okay to be normal. And that's what most people are. Most people are walking around normal.
Soft life was never created for women to try to bypass adulthood and womanhood. I also want to say having a provider has nothing to do with the soft life because there are single women who have given themselves a soft life.
Exactly what I was saying in the last video. Who is the one giving you this lifestyle? Because it ain't coming out the sky.
The soft life, what I have perceived it as, has always been and will continue to be women who prioritize peace of mind.
That ain't how I understand it to be, not according to social media.
Women who do not live life on autopilot. Women who want a life of leisure. Leisure being when I wake up in the day, I have freedom to decide what I want to do in my day.
If that's the definition, this life has already found me. But as you can see, here I am doing content, a hardworking woman.
I can go garden if that's a hobby of mine. I can stop by Starbucks and read that book that I've been trying to get into.
Yeah.
A soft life, in so many words, is a woman who has prioritized regulation, stability, peace. That is a soft life. That is soft life. To prioritize peace of mind, and you're not out here living on fight, flight, and freeze.
Ooh, why'd you go there? Now, you know people don't like talking about being in survival mode, but I digress.
Like my video said before, the lazy women have entered the chat, and y'all truly believe the soft life means that you get to abandon adulthood and womanhood. It doesn't work that way. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. That's not what it was. That's not what it was intended to be.
Not both of us making the big eyes. But y'all, let me know what you think about all this down below. Do you want to live a soft life? Do you think that people that are trying to live a soft life are lazy? Do you think that the soft life is actually just a scam? But we have to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.